Welcome back, MTG Joe here. So we're playing a list. This finished in top 4, I think, of the Aether Hub tournament. This is a deck from user Mdrazi. It's a Hush Titan list. So what that is basically a combination of the card Hushbringer, which turns off creatures entering the battlefield or dying clause, and the card Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. So normally when Kroxa enters the battlefield, if you don't cast it for its escape cost, you have to sacrifice it. But with the combination of Hushbringer, it does turn it off. So you're able to get a 2-mana 6/6 that forces your opponent to discard and potentially deal damage. And then whenever it attacks, it triggers that ability as well. Since we're playing Hushbringer, we're also playing Clackbridge Troll. So this is a 5-mana 8/8 trample haste. The drawback when you cast this card is that it generally gives your opponent 3/0/1 goats. And then that player may sacrifice one of those goats to tap Clackbridge Troll. So kind of stemming around here is kind of a mid-rangey control list. I did rebuild the sideboard because I don't know why he or she was using certain cards. Hard for me to explain without seeing their gameplay. So I kind of put in some cards in a Mardu shell, black, red, white, that I think would be useful. So Foulmire Knight is card draw and death touch early. Shadowspear is a new equipment from the set. So it is a 1-mana ability to give our creatures lifelink and trample. And then we also have the ability to turn off opponents hexproof and indestructible, and it equips for 2. So if we have a big creature, it can give it trample. So really good with Kroxa. Order of Midnight lets us get cards back from our graveyard. Kroxa, as mentioned. Stormfist Crusader gives us card advantage. Dragonfire is removal with exile effect. Murderous Rider, 4 Bonecrusher Giants, a couple Mortifies. There's a lot of enchantments and enchantment creatures, so deals with those. Clackbridge Troll and a couple Embercleaves on the top end. Mana base pretty straightforward. Want to see if I want to put in another castle, perhaps, instead of the swamp, or if we want to put in some number of Fable passages. We'll see how that goes. And then the sideboard, I kind of rebuilt it, like I said. Like Deafening Silence, for example, was in there. I'm not sure what the matchup is that you want that in. But 4 Noxious Grasp, a couple Desparks, very good against the Cavaliers and like Nisas and stuff. Angrass Rampage, they had in. It's a pretty useful card. Some Gideons versus Control. It's a way that, we can use like the Exile condition. Another Murderous Rider, another Mortify, and Sorin's, kind of recycling your threats. I may want E to Extinction instead. So that, just because it has the Exile clause, I think that might be a little bit more useful. So we'll run it like that, see how it goes. Checked out the list. There's a lot of like Simic ramps and stuff like that. I'm probably going to come back with like a bonus. I know I just played Doom Foretold a couple days ago, but because I'm kind of likely not going to keep by just holding on Mythic, like the top 1200, I'm going to come back with more Doom Foretold. So I'm just going to play traditional standard play, and we'll test this out, see how it goes. I don't want to jump straight into Mythic rank play without ever having played a deck before. So close to the deadline. So we put up a couple of the mirror decks today. We'll play this, and then tomorrow, if we need to rank up, I'm just going to spend the day playing ranked play to try to get probably 500 or so would be a good point to kind of tailor off. But we'll see from there. Really liking the Doom Foretold list in best of 1. So as we wait for an opponent, if you are enjoying the content and you're catching this on YouTube, if you can drop a like, comment, or sub on YouTube, all are free and easy ways to help out support the channel. And then if you want to know when we're going live, as always, you can always follow on Twitch. It's free, it's easy, it helps. So I think here I'm going to lead on the Temple of Silence because we don't have an untapped white source, so I can't go Foulmire on 1, and I think I want to use the card draw first. The lifelink could be relevant against an aggressive deck. I just go Gutter Bones here and Knight. So we can get Embercleaved as of next turn. I think we just want to go just play out the Foulmire and then play out a second Hushbringer. And probably call it a day. Okay, so they got Rotting. I'm just going to take the damage here. We are not drawing well. See if they got the cleave. Oh, you know what? We don't have Devout Decrees in the sideboard, which seems very wrong. Even something like Elspeth Conquers Death. Let's just trade here. So it's not the best card because it does help them refill their hand. But I feel like we need to try to draw into something. Actually, probably okay with that. It forces them to use their mana. They don't get Gutter Bones back this turn. We get rid of Roddy. And then they know about the lands, so we'll just play it out like that. They get back to turn, but they can't play it this turn. Stormfist will probably just be thrown in the way. Come on, Arena. Actually, I might throw a Hushbringer in front of the Knight. I think we might want to take a card draw here. Because if we get Kroxa, it's pretty good. If we get Clackbridge, Dragonfire is actually nice. Because what I can do is, as they cast or try to pump it, I can Dragonfire it in response. They actually get 2 pumps here. Bit disconcerting. This might be Embercleave. Okay, they go Black Lance here. So that turns it off nicely. I gotta kind of catch them shields down with the Knight. So it feels like we've drawn like 12 Hushbringers. So if they tap out, perfect. Get the Knight. Drawn a lot of lands. I think we just gotta trade there. Sweet. So Kroxa's ETB discard doesn't work here, but we get the attack trigger. And then we have enough fodder in our graveyard to be able to escape it back if need be. So opponent does have to block here. Just gonna bluff the land. Managed to stabilize. So this does mean we're gonna get a trade here. But they're dead anyways. So they might have just had all lands in hand. They got a little aggressive there. Okay, so in this matchup, another Mortify. The Sorins are good. Eat to Extinction. Do I want the Rampages? Because like, let's see what's coming. Like Order of Midnight can't block, so it's not very good in this matchup. I don't think I want to be on the Stormfist plan. They're going to be the aggressors. So we probably just bring these in. Like the other options to bring in Gideon. Despark is an option but it really only hits Embercleave. I think, oh, we can get him to sack an artifact as well. So that can get Embercleave off the battlefield. If we go to the next game, then I'll bring in Gideon to be able to give lifelink. I think play draw makes a difference. Let's probably keep. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to take out the Knight this turn. Just because this gets harder to kill late game. They have Rotting Right. Okay, so no play there is nice. So that might be they have Murderous Rider. So I actually think here we just Angrath's Rampage. Because this doesn't give him the utility of playing Murderous Rider this turn. Okay, they have Black Lance. I might play Sorin this turn. Interesting, they didn't play it. So that's likely another Black Lance Paragon. So what I'll do is this, get him to sacrifice something. Play out Hushbringer, block. And then I can Sorin back the Hushbringer. And they got Roddy. Probably a little too late this game. Opponent drew really well. Not being able to choose what we kill with these Angrath's Rampage is a little weak, because I got a block here. So if I block here, I take this off the battlefield, I go to 1. So I gotta block Regisar. Yeah. Okay, let's tweak this plan. This sideboard's not built properly. I gotta fix it up after. I think we run the same. For how frequent you'll run into like cleave decks, no answer to like Devout Decree should be a 3 of in this deck. So I'm going to lead on Temple of Silence. That lets us Kroxa on 2. Kind of want the land, but I don't think that's what we need. Can also Scorching Dragonfire depending what the threat is. Do we just like Foulmire and Shadowspear this turn, and then Foulmire could trade with this and it sets us up? No, because I want that for a Regisaur. Oh, got rid of an Embercleave. That's a big discard, unless they have multiples. Mortify is a nice follow-up. I think I want this, because then I can double spell next turn. And I'm going to do this now, because I don't want to give him any more card draw. We've answered a couple of their threats right now. This escapes for 5. This just lets us take that out. They can drill bit us. I think we just take the trade here. We're punished if they have Regisaur. Okay, seems pretty good. Forces another card out of their hand, gets Shadowspear. They played Legion's End. That's actually a very clean answer to Kroxa. So now we need something to equip to this. Any creature that can stay on the battlefield and is sticky. We need one more card in the graveyard. So we'll see how that goes. I might want Clarions in the sideboard too. Oh, this is very annoying from the trigger standpoint. Oh, that's very good. Kill one, play out Bonecrusher. So now if they kill it, I get to cast Kroxa. If not, I get to equip this. And then just pass the turn. This will gain us 5 life. Maybe I should have been more aggressive with it. This could be Embercleave. So if it's Embercleave, that goes to 3. So I still kill this. If this is Embercleave here, they pump this, it goes to 5. So I think we block like this. Because now I get to escape the Titan. So they have to discard something, and then I get to attach Shadowspear. And now we've got a very nice stance here. Is that sweet? Oh, and I get to Embercleave. 16 you. Gain just like infinite life. This is how you build a Titan. Opponent wants to get some triggers, but they are dead. This deck's cool. So we're going to fix the sideboard up. I don't think the current configuration is where we want to be. Opponent wants to play through, but we got this game. Yeah. So sideboard's definitely something to clean up. So let's tweak that. Sideboard. Get rid of these Gideons, get rid of these. Devout Decrees, we got Noxious Grasps. And I think I do want Clarion. Or Solar Blaze better? No, I think this works. How do we rebuild against... You know what? Because like how... Or these should be Elspeth Conquers Death. And the Eat Extinction and the Mortify should be Banishing Light. This card's amazing. Alright, so I'll update the deck list after once we kind of finish. Let me just give Arena a quick reset. Noticing a couple frame rate drops on my end. So I'll probably play another best of one or best of three. Or you know, I might want to play. Let's play another best of three just to see how are we doing rank wise. 915. Taking down Cleave seems pretty good. That's one of the more aggressive decks in the format. Play draw does go a long way. The fact we were able to win game 1. Game 2 they just outranced us. I think we keep this. If we're playing a creature deck, even if we're playing a planeswalker deck, we're pretty good. We have 2 draws at a land. And like Scorching Dragonfire is great against the cat. May have been wrong to shock here. This could just be Black Devotion. So Fenlurker coming in. This deck's usually pretty small. And I don't want to give him more card advantage. So do we just play control right now? Let's get rid of the Mortify. I think I want something to try to attack in eventually. So I'm going to do this now. Next turn I got Temple of Silence into another Dragonfire. Hopefully they play like a Yara this turn. Time alright. Hushbringer is pretty good. We're a few turns off from that. So I'll probably take the damage from Fenlurker. Oh, they just Murderous Rider it. It's cool. If we draw a land, I can double. You know what? We're kind of falling behind here. Let's go Stormfist. Stumbling on, like, I don't really want to give him land drops. Okay, so that means they're not attacking him with Fenlurker at least. If I was them, I would probably bluff it first. Okay, we got the Clackbridge here. So what I can do here is exile the Murderous Rider. That gets it out of their graveyard. Because if they have Nightmare Shepherd, okay, they got Rankle. Let's see how they attack here. Pretty aggressive, actually. Or not. I would have probably... Nah. Like, you have nothing to gain that way. So still no double. So this kind of protects me. They do get the tokens, but when they sack them... Oh, you know what? I should have done this second main phase. I didn't get the sequencing right here, because then they can attack through. Oh, they opt to not do that. Do I attack them for 8? Oh, they might have Grey Merchant. If they have Grey Merchant, I'm dead. Show me the Gary. Yep. Xaxes. So we should have killed or just attacked in to gain the life. So Devout Decrees are obviously good. Do I want Sorin's? Probably not. So we bring in Devout Decree. Mono Black doesn't have a way of getting rid of Banishing Light, and I do like this as well. Despark is fine. So Bonecrusher's probably not the best. Like, it could get rid of some of the early stuff, but a lot of their stuff has more toughness. Foulmire Knight's also pretty lackluster. So let's just cut those. Kind of play more kind of control-y game. Do I want the Sorins is the question. Got a lot of removal, which is nice. Maybe as a way to just offset the life loss. So let's go maybe... Let's go down actually the order of Midnights, play the Sorins, and play Foulmire. This is a nice way to gain some life back. Just play like Mardu mid-range. Feel like we'll do better post-board. I think they kind of got the gist of what we're doing with the deck. This hand's gas if we draw another land, but I... Jeez. Yes, please. Cat. Knight. Knight's a worse first start. Thing is, we don't really have pressure to come up with Kroxa here. And we're also, even though having 5 lands, we're still missing the second for Clackbridge Troll. So maybe that other hand was better suited. We'll see how the next couple turns pan out. Okay, so they bin the cat. No sense of shocking ourselves then. That's like the worst draw we could have. They just do a pump. So they're not committing more to the board, which is pretty good for us. Okay, so at least we get Troll next turn. Okay, so double Troll. So I'm doing this second combat so they don't get the ability to tap it down on their turn. On our turn. So we have a blocker this turn at least. This is actually pretty dangerous when you think about it versus like an opponent cleave deck. Like not as bad as for mono black. So gonna do the trade here. If they want to pump, that's fine. I take the knight off the battlefield and then we follow it up with another clank crack, whatever the heck its name is. So second main, play this. Okay, so they got the Reaper. So Dragonfire is very good here. Let's see if they sack one of these to tap. I'm not attacking. Do I attack this turn? I think we might attack this turn. Because I can 18 them with Embercleave. Just get rid of Midnight Reaper. Exile, very relevant here. They don't get to draw a card. So I'm going to do this because it can threaten lethal with the Embercleave next turn. And at the very least, I can throw it in front of Fenlurker. Okay, so they have the Yara. Let's see what they do at combat. So no attacks here. Just gonna take a Yara off the battlefield. Almost enough for Kroxa. Might be able to steal this one next turn. Because Stormfist... Okay, so they have Rankle. Rankle's actually not bad. So how many cards do we have? So I put another one of those in the graveyard. And if they... Okay, so they force us to discard. And they force us to sack. So let's do this. let's go to combat here. Are you going to tap us down? You don't. So you're dead. Normac, you made a Mardu hero deck similar. Never thought about using Embercleave though. Yeah, so this one's built around. So this isn't my deck originating deck list. Sideboard I did tweak. So it's built around using Hushbringer with Kroxa and Clackbridge Troll to stop the ETB, so they don't get the sack or the tokens. And then it's you got like Shadowspear and Embercleave to push through a bunch of damage. So this was a deck from Mdrazi, who played in the Aether Hub tournament this weekend. They finished 4th. So I wanted to try this one out. I've been looking for a good Kroxa show. I was trying a Jun Fires, like Painful deck, like a bunch of random, like Underworld Dreams, the green-red enchantments that whenever they play non-creature spells, just like a bunch of things that hurt them when they play cards. I mean, like, the card that says exile anything in your opponent's deck looks pretty good. If they're not... Oh, they're multi-5. They duress us. This is very interesting, because do they take the Devout Decrees as an early play, or do they take something like Sorin or Elspeth for a later game? Like, Sorin and Elspeth are multiple points of value. Okay, they go Sorin. Do I just want to keep going for lands? I think we just bin this. Between Stormfist Crusader and the Scries from here. Okay, so they do have Cat. They multi-5 and they have Cat Oven, which makes these Devout Decrees a lot worse. You know what? You could have a lot worse multi-5. Like, you're basically a land away from just grinding out that value. Like, I really don't want to play out the Stormfist, but we might have to race them here. Because at this point, they're just top decking. Let's see what we have on top. Swamp. Maybe we just... You know what? Let's just play this out. We have answers. I can force them, like, whatever creature they play. I have 2 Devout Decrees, so I can do both of those. Plus, Elspeth can get Sorin back eventually. I'd be pissed off if we lose to, like, this hand. Ooh, Scorching Dragonfire is perfect. Because the thing is, they're going to sack to bring the cat back, and then I can Dragonfire it when the oven's off. Do it. Be greedy. Okay, cool. Cool. I may want to kill my Stormfist now. Okay, so we got Hushbringer. So I'm opting to do this because I can Embercleave the Hushbringer next turn and gain some life. Okay, they just Murderous Rider. So I could Sorin back the Hushbringer, but I think we just do this. I kind of gotta get this to die. They're gonna sack there. Three cards in our graveyard. Play something to get exiled. Okay, so we got a Knight. We got Rankle. Wonder if they force us to sack here. So we're getting pretty low. So I could do this. So realistically, so it's Devout Decree here. Let's see if they want to sack. Basically want to catch them with the oven. Okay, they let that go. Temple of Silence could go away. How many cards in the graveyard? Not enough yet. So I'm just gonna Mortify the Rankle at combat. Doing that in case they have a second Rankle. I don't want them to know I have the Mortify. It might also... Yeah, that can't happen. Oh shit, I'm dead on upkeep. No! Attack. Attack and pump. Punished. We got greedy there. I don't think it makes much of a difference, but they got us. Let's run one best of one, see how it plays there. Then we'll wrap this one up. We could have attacked in, but I don't think, like the way the opponent was playing, they were trying to drain us out. I could have Devout Decreed both, but we weren't playing another play. The haste was relevant from Rankle there. Keep this hand. It's got removal. Best of one. What are the chances Snapcaster Mage is on blue-white control and this hand becomes completely useless? Okay, they're on Simic things. Give me a Leafkin. If this is Flash, then it's a little worse. Growth Spiral. So usually turn 4 isn't bad, but turn 5 is where we want to be mindful of Nisa, so it's ramp. So they got the double Leafkin draw. So I think what we do is we attack here. They got a double block. Oh, they don't block here. That's the case. Let's take them off one. There is a... Okay, so they don't have Cavalier Thorns, which is good. Because what you can do is with the trigger on the stack, you can Mortify. Because right now they don't have much in their graveyard, so they wouldn't be able to put anything back. Okay, they're just like straight growth spirals. Just go to the face here. Want to have this for Nissa, perhaps? So I can Kroxa here, get something out of their hand. So they take 3 points of damage there. Just play this out. So Cavalier this turn, still only gets them a growth spiral. They have the Nissa. Okay, so this means they probably don't have anything too big as a follow-up. And it likely is they don't want to trade here. Take the damage here. Okay. So like I could Embercleave, which will take out Nissa. Doubt this deck has counter spells. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I could have just gone face. We had this game. I got too preoccupied with Nissa there. That was silly. I had the win. Check your life totals, because I don't think they block necessarily the same way. Finale kill us here. I don't think they have enough for Finale Devastation. If we lose this one, it's a punt on my end. We had this game. So it's good and bad. You know that you would have won the game, and it's a lesson learned, but that's 6 mana. Exactsies. I deserve to lose this. I had that and I got punished so bad. They had exact pig. We did give him quite a few draws. Let's run one more. That should have been a win. Should have been a win. Shadow J. we can find a Hushbringer, won't be too bad. I think we just want lands. Thornwood Falls likely is a Simic deck, might, or a ramp deck, might just be budget constraints. Okay, so we got Hushy. Hushbringer is very good against these Simic decks. So I want to make my decision based on whether or not they counter this. Someone's getting cleaved. Spiral. Because it turns off Cavalier of Thorns, it turns off Risen Reef, turns off Foe Razor, Uro. So we can Kroxa this turn on them. So they Night Pack Ambusher. Thank you for giving me that information, because now you're gonna die. It's one of the ways they could kind of come back here. It's weird that they'd also show that information. Oh, you know what they probably didn't realize is that Stormfist has Menace. Okay, so they have Nissa here. Nissa does hit us for 3. Do you think we need to take Nissa off the table? Land would be nice, so I can play out this Foulmire Knight. Mortify is not bad. It takes him off a land, but I do think we just need to take Nissa off the table. That's 4/6. And it gains us some life back. This gets the job done and also gives us 8 life back. Surprised with all this extra card draw, you think we'd hit a land by now? Okay, just all the Hushbringers in the world. So let's give the opponent no information. They Brazen Borrower. So I'm going to take out this land now, because if they have, what's its name, Frilled Mystic, while Hushbringer's still out there, they can't get the counter. Yep, that doesn't work. And now we get to bring Frilled Mystic back in. Don't have enough cards in the library. So I want to do Kroxa while we have this out. Wildborn Preserver. Actually, Wildborn's pretty annoying versus. Ooh, Wave Break Hippo Camp. So I'm going to keep back the Crusader this turn. That's actually pretty good. Let's just drop a couple things this turn. So let's start with Kroxa. And then do we just equip here and then attack in the 2? That's the only, you don't have mysterious like flash. Let's just gain some life. I'm gonna block with the Crusader. I'm down for a troll. Sweet. Alright, overall not too bad. We got a little bit punked out by the mono black deck. They Xaxied us. And that other game we should have won, but I overvalued Nisa. Didn't realize we had lethal on the board. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks everyone for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be playing some ranked 924, so I'm going to have to grind a bit. Play some Doom Foretold lists on the rank ladder. If you enjoy the content, you want to catch anything more, we've been playing tons of Theros. Everything is on my YouTube channel, everything that we stream. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by and enjoy the rest of your weekend.